So with that, I think there is quite a bit of people actually joined in already. I'm pretty sure other people will join in, but there's no stopping us from kicking off this amazing workshop for today. Thanks, first of all, Sean, for doing this with us. I think everybody was really excited about it in the community, especially the ambassadors, builders that are working with us. So how about you go ahead? I'll just introduce this much. That's Sean is an awesome guy, and he's a developer relations engineer at thirdweb. Does really good YouTube content. So Sean, how about you just introduce a little bit about yourself, and then we can just jump right into this workshop.
And yeah, so yeah, hi everyone. My name is Sean Tase. I'm a dev role here at thirdweb, and yeah, we've done a few workshops here with Vanar before, and yeah, excited to share this one. I think it's been a huge topic with building apps and everything within Telegram itself, especially with the rise of some Web3 apps, like some clicker style games, which I have a very simple example that I'm going to go over. It's not as complex as the games that you might have played, but I think it gets the basics across of how you can actually start building this, and you can go into much more with your games that you decide to build. So I'm going to share my screen here really quick, and I'll show you a quick demo and an overview of like what we're going to be going through. And for those of you, I've kind of mentioned too, if you don't know what thirdweb is we're a full stack Web3 developer platform. We have a bunch of tools that help Web3 builders build Web3 applications really quick and really easy. And we're going to be introducing some of those tools here today. We do have a couple different ways. If you've seen our YouTube channel, we came out with 2 tutorials on how to build Telegram apps. One is kind of a free way where you can use all our free tools. And then we also have one where if you use some of our paid tools, you can actually create a very seamless integration with Telegram, which is what I'm going to be demoing here today. So let me just share my screen real quick. So I'm going to open up my Telegram here, and I'll go through a quick demo of what we're going to be building. That way you know kind of an example of here. So right here, I have my Telegram bot, and it is just this bot that we built using BotFather, which is a tool that I'm going to go over right after this. But essentially in the bot here, we can just use the start command here. And what this will do is generate us a unique link. And this unique link basically is going to authenticate our Telegram user. It also has an expiration date as well. And I'll show you once I click some of the old links here, but it'll create a launch app link here. Hopefully this goes through. Yeah, so it's going to generate a wallet here. If it's already generated the wallet for the user, it basically reconnects their wallet back. So you can see here, this is my very simple clicker game. What it does is it generates a monster with some random HP. You have energy bar here, and what you do is you just kind of click it, your energy goes down, the monster's HP goes down, your energy regenerates here. So you just wait a bit and you can continue going. And once you defeat a monster, so let me just wait a little bit here. So once you defeat a monster, depending on the monster that you defeated, you can earn some coins here. And what this is these coins are ERC20 tokens. And right here, you have a claim reward. And essentially, when you click that, what it's doing is it's actually using a tool of ours called Engine. And Engine, really quickly, I'll go into more depth in it later, is basically a backend server that allows you to read and write to the blockchain. So all we're doing here is making an API called toEngine to mint the ERC20 tokens from our contract to the user's wallet address. Now this demo here is built on the Sepolia testnet, which is why it's a little slow, but once that claims, you'll see the tokens or the coins of our user's wallet here get updated. And hopefully this goes through. Yeah, there you go. So you can see 26 coins, it went up 3. It generates a new monster here, which I guess my image didn't render, but you can see a new HP here, and then you can continue playing the game. You can collect tokens. So yeah, a very simple clicker game. And that's what we're essentially going to be going through today in this workshop. So I'm going to close this out real
Nice.
quick.
Nice.
So,
That's a very useful little demo, by the way. And it's
oh
got
yeah,
like this character that's like a mix between Yoda from Star Wars and a little goblin or something.
yeah, and I'm glad it worked. It worked too in this demo. So, yeah, and just to kind of show, like I mentioned earlier, what we're doing here in the bot is every time we run the start command, we're generating this unique link that's going to authenticate the Telegram user. It also has an expiration date on it as well, so you can't just like copy that link, share it around and anything. So this link here, before, I tested it out earlier. This is, about 30 minutes ago. The expiration on it is 10 minutes on the link. So if I click on this, it will actually try to generate and connect our wallet. But because the link is expired, it should just bring me to like a default home screen. And this default home screen is the same thing if someone were to go to your web app, like on a web browser or something, they wouldn't have their wallet connected. So here you can, display whatever landing page, whatever. Like I basically just put a link here that navigates them to the Telegram app, or the Telegram page, so they can then open up the bot in their Telegram and start playing the game. So that is what happens when someone clicks on an expired link or goes to our web page directly without going through the authentication and connecting of the wallet that we're making them. So yeah, that is kind of the demo right over there. So again, we generate this link, we open up our game, and within the game, the user has a wallet that is connected and generated for them. We're actually using our in-app wallets, and we're using a feature of our in-app wallets called authentication endpoints, which allows you to use your own custom auth endpoint. This is part of our growth plan, so it is part of one of our paid plans at thirdweb. But you can also, again, like I mentioned earlier, you can build your Web3 app, Telegram app, all with our free tools as well. Is you just might need to walk the user through their own connect flow. Unlike this example here where we're doing the generating and connecting for them all seamlessly, you can add like a little connect button, have them either sign in with their Telegram, you can have them sign in with mobile phone number, you can send email. We support a bunch of other social things like passkey as well. So you can do these different ways where a user can then authenticate themselves and then connect and generate a wallet for them too. Yeah, so that is the quick little demo there. And yeah, we'll jump into kind of how this is built and a template that you can use if you want to get started with this. That kind of has a lot of what we just went through generated and everything. Right over here, this is our thirdweb Telegram mini app example, and it's basically a starter template that you can use to kind of get started with everything that we just mentioned, with the generating the unique link, authenticating and generating the wallet for the user, to connecting it to your app. The only thing that you have to do within this template here is, put in the variables that you need for the application to run, and then you just build your game or your app on top of this. So let me see here. I will share the link in the chat real quick in case anyone wants to kind of check it out. But with that, you can, again, take a look at this template here. We also have a YouTube video that goes through this as well. If you want to come back, you can rewatch this workshop. You can rewatch the YouTube video on our channel. There's a branch here under the YouTube tutorial that goes over the exact build that you saw earlier. So if you want to check that out, you can see that too. But yeah, you can clone this here and get started, with that template and building out your own Telegram app. But yeah, we'll walk through everything here. The instructions are pretty nicely laid out here in your readme as well. So if you want to follow along with that, you can. But kind of a walkthrough of what we're going to do in order to build this once you kind of clone this template and everything here. We used a BotFather, if I can find it here. So BotFather is like this Telegram bot that actually helps you quickly and easily build Telegram bot and set up Telegram apps. So you can actually check this out as well too. I'm going to drop that link in here. But yeah, once you open that up, so once you come here, it'll open you up BotFather in Telegram. So I'm just gonna come to BotFather here really quick. I'll just kind of clear this out. Cool. So once you're in BotFather, you can hit start, and then they have a bunch of different commands and everything for you to get started with. And the first thing we need to do is, before we can create an app, we have to have a bot that runs the app. So if we hit / and use the command new bot, it'll allow you to create a new bot. So it'll ask you a few questions and everything. So the first one it asks you is the name for our bot. We'll just say this is thirdweb Vanar workshop bot. Cool. And then it says we need to choose a username. It needs to end with bot. I'm just going to take the same exact thing here, put it in. And from here, it's going to give you a link to the bot itself. It's going to give you a access token that you're going to use within your app. So you can, of course, take this because you're going to need it for your application. And if you hit this little link here, it'll actually open up the bot chat where everything is going to be implemented into when we build out the Telegram app. So coming back here, once you do that, you have your bot created, and the next thing you need to do is create your app. So same thing, you're going to use one of the commands here. You just use my app or my apps. It's going to ask you to, oh, not my app, sorry, new apps. Create a new one. So new app. So when you create a new app, it's going to ask you which bot will be offering the app. We can just choose the bot that we just created. And we need to then enter the title. So we'll just say example clicker game bot or clicker game app. And then we put in a short description. This is an example. And then it'll ask you to upload an image as well. So we'll just choose a image here. I have a bunch of images here. I can just find that one. So it's going to ask you to upload an image for your app. And then you can also put up a demo GIF as well, but you can just put in empty here if you don't want to do that and skip the step. And next thing it asks is to then provide the web app URL. Now, I'm going to pause here just because I'm running my app locally here, so I don't have a URL right now to share here. But if you have this, your app hosted somewhere, you can just put in your app URL there. I'll be using something like nrock to kind of just get a URL that forwards to my local host here in just a moment. But I'm going to pause there. But essentially, if you have your own domain that you want to, put your app to point to, you can just put that in right over here. And then your app is essentially set up. And then from there, you can, we'll come back. Let me open up this bot here. In the bot here, this is where you can start, interacting everything. So as of right now, when we hit /start, it doesn't do anything because we haven't configured our bot to do anything here. But that is what we're going to work on next. So yeah, BotFather is super easy to, kind of get a Telegram bot up and running, as well as creating an app for it. So that's
super simple, actually. Like, means beats the traditional complicated deployment and all that setup stuff for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, we're still gonna configure the bot itself for its like functionalities and everything, but to get something up and running, BotFather is definitely the easy way to go, and it really helps you set up things really quickly.
You can get rid of the DevOps team, right?
Cool, and then yeah, once we have that, let me, where's my, cool. So yeah, once you have that set up, we'll come back to that in a bit, where we'll point our game here and everything to it. So this here is a clone of that repo that I shared earlier, the thirdweb Telegram template. And in here, you're given two folders. One is the Telegram bot itself. The next is we created a next app here. So this is where you can build your application, your game, whatever it is that you want to display in the Telegram app itself. You can build that in here. Telegram bot, this is actually using, I'm going to share real quick. In here, it's called Grammy. So it's a Telegram bot framework. This is what we kind of use to set up the bot itself in that template. So in the Telegram bot, under sources here and under bot, if you go down to the start.txt file, this is basically where we create the start command for the bot. So normally when you go to the bot, you'll write the command /start, and this is what will execute the generating of that unique link, which we're going to then use to authenticate the user, generate them a wallet, and connect it to the application. So really quick in here, for this example, and is this screen, is the text big enough? Should I make it a little bigger?
It's good for me, for sure. I'm pretty sure it's good for
I'll go a little bit bigger here.
A little bit bigger, yeah.
So yeah, in here, we basically set up our chat type and everything with Grammy here. And what we'll do from thirdweb is actually what I'll do here real quick is in the Telegram bot folder, there are some environment variables here in a .env file that you can set up. These are going to be things like your thirdweb API key. So you can go to, it has a little link here. You can go there, generate a API key through thirdweb. Your bot token. So this is the token that the BotFather generated for us that we're going to input in there. And then we will need in this case here, you will need to provide a secret key or private key that is going to be signing a message for us. And we'll go over it in a bit, what we're doing with signing the message and everything. But this is going to allow us to basically use our auth endpoint, our custom auth endpoint, and authenticate a user. And then you provide your front end or your URL for your application here. So you can fill out those here. And again, we have links to where you can get some of those things. The bot token, like I said, we did that earlier when we created the bot in BotFather. But essentially what we're going to do in this start command is, one, we're going to get our create an admin account. This is essentially going to be taking the private key in our environment variable, turning it into an account because we are going to use it to sign a message down here. But you can see here, when someone runs the start command, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking the user and we're going to set an expiration date. So for this example, the expiration date is for 10 minutes. And let me just close my window really quick. I think construction is going to start. There you go.
No, we couldn't hear anything. At least a good mic, I guess.
Okay. It takes the username, it takes the expiration date, and what we'll do is generate a message and with that username and expiration date, and we'll also sign that message using our admin account here. And that will provide us this auth code variable, and we have our message. From there, what it's going to do is generate us a kind of a unique link, like I was talking about, which is going to take our URL from our environment variable, and we're going to point them to this login Telegram here and provide it with the signature and message that we generated over here. And essentially what we're going to then do in our application is kind of reverse the process and verify the signature, make sure the expiration date isn't expired. And then from there, we can then generate the user a wallet and connect them to our application. So in that command, that's what we're doing here. We generate that link and then we reply them the link button of pick this app to launch, and then it'll reply. So if we come back to which one was the working one? This one. So when you hit the /start, it creates the launch app button here. It says pick an app to launch, and then that's the link that it is generating right there. So that is the Telegram app, Telegram bot portion. Most of it, like I said, is set up for you within the template itself. So you can configure it to your liking. And then basically, if you want to just use this from the get-go, you can just plug in the environment variables of what you need, and this will be set up here for you. So next thing, we'll go up here. And so that's the Telegram bot. Next one is the next app. And then we'll kind of go through what is happening here to get the user's wallet generated and connected to their application. So again, in here, you can go to the .env file. You can plug in API key, the same. In here, your secret key for this one is going to have to match the same key that you used in the environment variables or that you used in the Telegram bot. Again, we sign the message in the bot. And what we're going to be doing is verifying that message in our next app here. And then this stuff down here, this is going to be for Engine. I'll go over that in a bit. You don't have to use Engine, but it is a tool that we used here in this example. But if you just want to use the Telegram app and get that part running, you just need these two up here. So in here, let's see. Cool. So if we remember from here, I'm just going to open this up again really quick. Bot start. This unique link here. So it takes us to our next app, and it takes us to the login Telegram here. So if we come here and we go to login Telegram, it takes us to this page right over here. And in here, this is where our page is going to take in our search params from that link that was that URL link that was created, which has our signature and message. And essentially what we're going to do is connect our user to a in-app wallet. In-app wallet is a type of wallet that we have here at thirdweb that allows users to authenticate through like Web2 methods. So we support like social logins like Google, X. We also added things like I think Farcaster, Telegram. There's a bunch of different socials. You can do email, passkeys, phone number that you can verify users with. So in here, you can see we are going to use our in-app wallet, and we are actually using smart accounts here, which is basically account abstraction. You can see here, you can sponsor gas and everything. You don't have to use smart accounts. You can take that out if you don't want to do that. But in this demo and template, it is there as an option. And then when we do connect our wallet, we are using our auth endpoint. And this auth endpoint strategy is, again, like I mentioned earlier, is part of the growth plan, one of our paid plans at thirdweb. But it allows us to create our own auth endpoint that we can then authenticate a user and then generate from the wallet. When you do use auth endpoint, you do have to provide it a payload and everything. So that payload is going to include our signature and message from before, as well as an encryption key, which is something you can store in that environment variable. But when you set up this auth endpoint, in our case, this auth endpoint is in our API folder under auth, under Telegram, is this endpoint right over here. And in here, it will take the payload that we provided it right down here. So this is our endpoint here that we are going to then verify the user through the link and everything that they went through. So we take the payload, we get the signature and message, and we basically reverse what we did earlier and we verify that signature. And that's just this verify Telegram function up here. One, we're checking the metadata, making sure the expiration date hasn't expired. If it's expired, we're not going to do anything from here. And then we also make sure that there's a username. And then from there, like I said, we're using this verify signature from thirdweb to then verify and reverse what we did earlier to verify the user. And then we return basically that the user is authenticated, and we generate them the wallet using that auth endpoint. We generate them the in-app wallet. So again, this is all built out in the template itself. If you want to configure your own authentication here, you can do that as well. That's what the custom auth endpoint allows you to do. And then from there, one thing that we do need to set up is this actual endpoint itself. So if you do have a growth plan and you do want to set up custom auth endpoints, let me just zoom in here. On the thirdweb dashboard, if you come to the Connect tab and you go to the in-app wallets, depending on the API key you're using, you can select it from over here. Under the configuration tab here, you have the option here to enable authentication endpoints, and then you can just put in your endpoint over here. So this is my forwarding URL right now to the app that was playing earlier, but you can see here it points to the API auth Telegram. And that's basically saying, use that endpoint to authenticate a user to generate them an in-app wallet. Cool. So let me just come back here. This is the Telegram login page. So once the wallet is connected and everything, it basically will route them to our homepage, which is where our game and everything will live. And then you can build out your page and everything here. So just a quick overview of what we did in our mini game. We said here, if there is an account, basically account is checking if there is a wallet or an account connected to our application. We'll display our little mini game here. And if there is no account, then, we're going to just, in my case, it was that little card with the button that linked them back to the Telegram. But you can display whatever homepage or notifications and whatnot if there is no wallet connected. So that is that quick overview there, but that is kind of how that whole template is set up and the flow of everything. Again, this does require the growth plan, but you can do something similar with all of thirdweb's free tools. So instead of going through the custom auth endpoints, you can just add like a connect button UI component from thirdweb, which is a really simple component here. You can just add it real quick over here.
I think you did a pretty detailed session in the last workshop as well about this whole connect thing, which was nice.
Yeah. So yeah, you can add a connect button here, and I'll just show. Yeah, there you go. So you add a connect button UI component, and you get this very nice UI component out of the box. Has a bunch of different sign-ins. You can customize this too. Again, you can add things like Telegram, X, Farcaster. You get things like Google, Apple, Facebook here by default, email, phone number, passkey, or you have the ability to connect with any wallet that someone may own. And we support over 350 different wallets, so you can scroll through, user can find the wallet that they need, but you can also configure and recommend the wallets that you would like users to see on this this modal right over here. So yeah, that's the connect button. That's completely free to use. You can pop that in, that simple UI component, and have a user just connect their own wallet to your game if you want. Yeah, so that again is kind of the I guess the workflow on connecting. I guess we can kind of take questions there, and then I can go through a quick overview of the mini game if that's something that you guys want to see. But I'll also go over kind of how we implemented Engine into that as well. So yeah, I'll pause there.
Perfect.
Really quick.
So if anybody has any questions from what you have seen so far, from I guess setting up and then connecting, he showed a couple of different ways. Feel free to raise your hand, and I'll just allow you to actually speak up on stage here.
That's my asking is that if you are requesting for Sequoia, it will require a minimum amount of ETH. So how can a person, if he is building for the first time, he get that amount of ETH?
You should build it on Vanar. So that way you can use the Vanar testnet, and we have a testnet faucet where you can actually get like testnet Venri for free. And you can get like 5 Venri every 6 hours, I believe, which means if you keep getting it, again, a testnet Venri is not worth any money, but you can, and you only require like less than, for like half of Venri, you can probably build like 6 apps. So you should be good to go there. So
One
instead of
more
using,
thing.
go ahead.
One more thing, I just finished up with the Algorand hackathon, which starts from 9 to 10 p.m. now. And I just finished it. They are trying to use a blockchain Python. So it will be easy to use Python instead of Solidity or something else.
Again, that's like completely different kind of angle. So Solidity is like a smart contract development language that you use on Ethereum, similar to like other chains use other languages as well. I like for development like backend or for the game development, I get that's up to you on whatever kind of engines you want to use. If you're using Unity, you probably want to use something else.
Oh, like how do you integrate the ton token into the game using your engine?
I'm on mute. So this example and everything is going to be for chains, I believe, outside of Ton itself. Ton is, I know, Telegram's chain and everything that they launched. They have, of course, their own tool sets and everything that you can use to develop with that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe EVM compatible, which is what we support. So yeah, this is going to be, so you can use things like any EVM compatible chain. So in this case, Vanar, if you want to use their chain, you can do that, or any other EVM chain as well. Ton, I know, is the chain that was launched alongside with Telegram. So that is going to be, I guess, a separate one.
Yeah, and just kind of like a market news on that is most of the like professional developers as well, because EVM has the most number of dApps out there. So they are also, instead of using Ton chain itself and the token itself for transactions, just to save their costs and have better speeds, they do use a lot of EVM compatible chains themselves, like most professionals, including like the game developers on our chain as well, on our chain. It is really cost efficient for them to actually launch all of that on a token that's EVM compatible rather than on Ton. So just a note there. Do you have any further questions there?
Yeah, how about Solana?
Same thing in this situation. In this case, no Solana, just EVM compatible chains.
Solana is
Okay.
also not EVM compatible.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to, because this is building Telegram games, and I thought we're on a Telegram. Because I was like, this doesn't look like fun seed. All right, thank you.
Okay. We'll take one more question here, and then we'll just continue with the. All right, Sumaya, I have just. Okay, go ahead, Sumaya. You're mute, by the way.
Hello, I hope you can hear me. So I just want to ask questions, and they are related to like Vanar as well as thirdweb. So basically we have to use Vanar as a blockchain, and we have to we can use Sequoia as a wallet, or we can use different types of wallets. Plus this thirdweb, which is we are going to use, we have to provide the API key. Also, or there is no API key required. Just we have to, because there was like a secret key mentioned or shown during the demo or the presentation of the code. And next thing is that, can we deploy Solidity or smart contracts using Vanar blockchain and thirdweb, or it's just related to gaming? So just give me the details. You can answer as well, and our main can also as well. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay, I'll try to remember all the questions. Let me know if I missed any. But yes, you can use like example, like you said, Vayner Chain. You can use that to build your game and everything on top of. Sepolia was just the testnet that was used in this example. Now, when it comes to wallets, in the example that was shared, we're using something called in-app wallets from thirdweb. But you're free to, like I showed you earlier, you can use our like connect button UI component and have a user connect any wallet that they want to use the application. So I think that one addresses that. As far as like the environment variables that I showed, yes, there was a secret key that was provided in it. Now, you shouldn't use your environment variables in that case to, you know, just plug in your private key and stuff like that. There are, you know, security reasons why you might not want to do that. And so yes, you can of course use other methods and everything to secure your secret keys when providing it to like a production application. But if you want to just kind of run something locally, get it up and running just to kind of play around with it and everything, you can use the template that was shared. As far as using thirdweb to deploy things, yes, you can use thirdweb to deploy contracts on Vayner Chain. We have a bunch of pre-built contracts that you can use. So if you're looking for NFTs, ERC 721, ERC 1155, or you're looking for like tokens, ERC 20s, if you head on over to thirdweb, we have a dashboard of, you know, all these pre-built contracts. You can basically select the chain dropdown, search, you know, Vayner Chain or whatever chain you want to deploy to, as long as you have funds and everything. But like if you said, you can get some testnet funds to deploy on Vayner testnet. And you can deploy contracts very easily through that as well. So yeah, you can use thirdweb and to deploy on Vayner Chain. You can also use us to create your own contracts to deploy there as well too. I think that was.
And just for addition to that is also, again, I work with a lot of ecosystem developers that are building, and professionals, game studios and app developers as well. And one of the cool things about using kind of pre-built contracts that Sean just mentioned from thirdweb is that they're already audited. And when you're actually deploying a professional app, it actually costs a lot to get a contract audit for security and everything. And you want to do that because you want to show off to people that yes, the app that we're making, the contracts are actually audited and everything, and they're like secure. So that's one of the kind of inherent advantages of using something like thirdweb and the contracts, the pre-built contracts that they provide. And of course, you can customize it to your needs, but again, it has all the basic things covered. Go ahead, Samir.
One thing last I just want to add, if you could share in chat the LinkedIn so that we can get connected with you and with Sean. And if we are doing some work and we can show that work, because this was very informative session, and we are currently building on the blockchain, and we are writing smart contracts, and we are using Sepolia. But our work is currently on Ethereum blockchain with Solidity-based smart contracts, and we are trying other options as well. Vanar, we are definitely going to work on it, and if we do something, we would like to post it in our LinkedIn and also tag with you at this particular session as well. So that would be great if LinkedIn profile can be shared. Thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure. Sarah just shared it, and just to let you guys know, for Vanar is very committed to actually educating the grassroots level all the way up to startups. And we do have a dedicated team that actually goes ahead and supports anybody that's working using our chain. So if you have any questions related to any projects that you're working on and you're using Vanar in it, you get stuck somewhere, just ping us. We do have community channels. We do have LinkedIn, but I think we can add you to our WhatsApp community channel as well. So you can actually throw those questions there, and our team can just directly support you there. Awesome. All right. So Sean, I think we'll take a break. Thank you so much for all the great questions. Sumaya, I appreciate it. And Sean, let's continue with the rest of it so we can actually end it somehow in 10 minutes.
Yeah. I'll go over one more thing here.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Cool. My screen's being shared, right?
Yep, it is.
Cool. So yeah, like I said, you can build out your own game, and like if you said, I know my game might not be the most thought out kind of game out there, but I'm not a game developer or anything. This is just hopefully something to get you started, and as a game developer, you can build your own games and everything on it. So yeah, I'm not going to go into too much depth of the game that I built, but what I will go over is the functionality that you can kind of add, and kind of, you know, showing some of the tools and everything that we have at thirdweb. So again, I mentioned Engine being kind of a backend server that we can make API calls to basically read and write from the blockchain. And it's actually a really useful tool if you're someone who maybe is new to Web3 development, but you're familiar with maybe Web2 development. You can see here, where is my claim button here? So in my claim reward, I'm basically using Engine to make an API call to mint ERC20 tokens to the wallet address of the user playing our game. And you can see right over here, it's very much like how you would make a normal API call if you're like in Web2 development or anything. And we're basically calling this mint token right over here. And in the mint token, I'm going to come right over here, and yeah, right over here. So mint token is basically going to call our engine, and we have a endpoint here, which is going to mint an ERC20 token, and we can provide it the information like the user's address and the amount we want to mint to them. And essentially, Engine is going to have what we call backend wallets. And what backend wallets are just think of these wallets that are doing all the execution for you on the backend. And they are the ones that are going to make the call to the blockchain to mint these tokens to the user's wallet that was provided over here. So you don't have to, you know, make the user go through different pop-ups. You know, you can create these very seamless user experiences within your game, and basically just make these calls to your backend wallets in Engine to take care of all of the on-chain aspects for you. And we'll share links, I think, to some other tutorials and guides that kind of go into this in much more depth. And if you will send you like a link of everything that we mentioned here today too. So if you want to share it, you can go ahead and do that as well. But that was one thing I did want to share over here. So if you remember in our game here, if I start this up, get a new link real quick here. Once we defeat a monster, there is a claim button to claim the tokens. And once I get connected here, essentially that button is what is making, okay, this will take a little bit, but essentially that button that popped up is the button that I am making that call to Engine to mint those tokens for the user's wallet that is over here. Now, in your game itself, if you're using thirdweb's SDK, you can gain access to a lot more information. You can gain access to the user's wallet address. So if you want to create them the functionality to, you know, be able to transfer tokens to a wallet, out of a wallet, you can build all those functionalities as well using thirdweb's Connect SDK. And yeah, we have a bunch of other tools, and I'm going to shout out our YouTube channel here. So again, if you want a little bit lengthier video where I walk through this same exact demo here, we have a video on our YouTube channel. We also have a video going over kind of the method of using all of our free tools as well. So if you want to check that out, you can head on over there. We also have a bunch of other tutorials on how to build a bunch of other things with thirdweb as well. Okay, this is almost done here, so I can show it. But if you remember, once we defeat a monster, we have this claim reward here, and this is essentially making that call to Engine. That backend wallet is the one that is executing this on chain and minting the tokens to our user's wallet here. So you can see here, we defeated Dark Knight, which is going to give me 10 tokens. So once this goes through and is submitted and minted, we should see our tokens or coins in our game update as well. So you can see here 36 now. And yeah, that is kind of the overview of, really quickly of how to start building Telegram games, mini games, mini apps using thirdweb. Again, you can check out the template that we shared earlier. It's a really great starting point. I think it really gets you to a point where you can kind of just focus on building the game side of things, and then you already have the onboarding aspect of authenticating a user's Telegram, generating them a wallet, and connecting them to the application already.
Awesome, Sean. Yeah, this is a very plug-and-play method of kind of developing using the bots and the thirdweb APIs, thirdweb methods and everything themselves. So very nice way to actually start off your development journey for those who are kind of new and just starting out, and also for professionals as well. Like, just to let you know, like in our game studio, which is a professional game studio, we also use thirdweb APIs. And again, because of security, because of saving time, because it's already there, plug and play and just use it, and because they provide really good support. So why build something ourselves when it already exists, right? I would highly encourage everyone that was here today to definitely try all of this out on your own as well. Go through it. If you run into any issues, any problems, do connect with us on the Vanar community channel, and we'll be able to kind of help you out. As Sean mentioned, you don't have to spend a penny. You can use the free thirdweb version to try this out. Again, you can use the Vanar chain and get free testnet tokens to actually get this going. And what's better than just free learning, right? And it will just land you some nice opportunities in the future. And we're gonna have to end the session soon, Numan. So I really apologize. I won't be able to take a question right now, but do feel free to join our community and just ask any of the questions there, and we'll be able to answer those there. So Sean, any last words before we go here?
Yeah, I just wanted to also mention this because I forgot to mention it earlier. But if Engine is something that you're interested in and you want to try it out and everything, we do have a guide where you can also spin up your own local instance, and you can test it out locally as well on your device. So you don't have to, of course, get a paid instance or anything of Engine to just try it. You can definitely try it yourself locally on your device too. So that's something I always encourage people to try out, because I think Engine is really a powerful tool, especially in the blockchain development space. But yeah, check out the links to the GitHub repo, build your own Telegram apps, check out the YouTube videos. Again, we have the paid version, the free version as well. So yeah.
Yeah, get into it, guys. I think this is like one of the hot things going on nowadays. Everybody's building it. People are getting lots of audience, lots of traction. Even like apps that are not games are using it as a marketing tool, where they're just making little Telegram games for their e-commerce stores, for their retail stores, for their general anything they're selling. They're just using this little Telegram game as a loyalty reward distribution tool kind of thing, right? And it's just getting a lot of engagement from users altogether. I think mostly because it's just really easy to build and get it out there. So thanks so much, Sean, for your time. Really appreciate it. And thanks so much, everyone, for attending. It's a huge number of people that joined in today. So I can't appreciate that enough. And we'll continue having more sessions with Sean because apparently the audience keeps doubling every time we do these workshops. Thanks, Sean.
Thank you so much for having me, Iffy.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Awesome. See you, everyone.